Welcome. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how to insert AI into your workflow so you can reclaim hours of your week. I want you to meet the AI that's become an integral part of my team, Claude. I run a 7-figure SEO agency that I started in 2016. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs start and grow their own agencies. My agency has been focused on integrating AI into our processes. Since ChatGPT's rise in early 2023, we've focused intensively on leveraging AI to enhance both the speed and quality of our services. Today, I'm going to introduce you to Claude 3.5 Sonnet and its game-changing feature, Projects. I'm going to walk you through 7 different applications for this automation. I'm going to give you the full project instructions in my SKOOL community. Link is in the description, so you don't need to worry about pausing the video and taking notes. So let me go ahead and start by showing you what Claude Projects is. In my experience, Claude is much better at following specific prompt requirements than ChatGPT's custom GPTs are. I was never impressed by custom GPTs. Let me show you why I'm impressed by Claude. So to do this, we're going to go up into Projects, and I'm going to create a new project to demonstrate it. And we'll just call this Silly Project. Now over here in the top right, we have custom instructions that we can set. So we can say, for all responses, generate a haiku. Okay, save instructions. And then we can ask, how do you trim a tree? And then it generates a haiku for us. Excellent. So we can come back to here, edit more. For all responses, you must respond in only a haiku where all letters, all words start with B. Save instructions, and I'll try again. How do you trim a tree? Excellent. So we can see how well Claude does at following these instructions. It's generating a haiku, every word starts with B. That's exactly what we asked for. In the top right of this, we also have the ability to add content. If we had internal documents, PDFs, anything we wanted to add, that Claude would then reference while it is inside this project and inside this project only. This is super powerful. We're definitely going to make use of this. But for now, let's go ahead and demonstrate into those 7 different automation use cases. We're going to start with turning a video transcript into a written summary. I wanted this output to be a presentation style, and I wanted Claude to code a quick little slideshow type presentation that summarizes the video. So this is the project I've created. You can see here the custom instructions. Generally, I write these off of Claude in a Google Doc or a Word doc or something like that, because it does get quite lengthy when we specify exactly what we want. So now the great thing is I can grab my video transcript. This is auto-generated by Vimeo, and then hit enter. I don't need to give it any additional information for it to do what I wanted it to do, what I gave it instructions to do in the project instructions. Okay, and now we can see that Claude is generating the code for this presentation I asked it to create here. And remember, I didn't use a prompt for this, right? I just used Claude Projects. What it's doing, it's creating a summary presentation for last week's Zoom huddle that we had in the SKOOL group. So here it is. I asked it to generate 7 slides, and it has generated exactly that, summarizing what we talked about last week. All right, for a second use case, I'm going to ask Claude to summarize a long document and pull the key takeaways out of it. So here's that project. This is a different project held completely separate from the other one that we're working with. You can see this response instructions is equally long, where we give it a very specific output format that we want, very specific things to keep in mind when it's analyzing the content. So for the content, I'm going to grab the article about trees on Wikipedia. This is just the tree article on Wikipedia, and we'll give it that, and we'll enter no additional prompt needed because it has it in the project instructions. And here we go, Claude is generating it in exactly the format that we wanted with the key points here. All right, our third use case, we're going to ask Claude to grab written text from an image. Now this will work if you take a screenshot of text. If you pause this video and take a screenshot and give it to this prompt, it's going to work. But I wanted to be a little bit more difficult for it. I wanted to give it a handwriting sample. So here's the sample of handwriting that I'm going to give it. I struggled to read this myself. Let's see how Claude does. And there we go. It has successfully transcribed the text. and it has given notes to me about that transcription, just like I asked it to in the project instructions. Okay, our fourth use case. Here, we're going to ask it to transform one type of written content into a different type of written content. So what we're asking specifically, I'm going to give it a video transcript, and I'm going to ask it to generate a blog post. And I'm giving it the type of output, blog post title, introduction paragraph, subheadings. I give it the exact format that I want that blog post to be in. And I'm going to give it the same file that I gave it to summarize and generate the presentation, the transcript from our most recent weekly Zoom huddle. So the use case here, if you have a YouTube channel, you can easily use this to create a blog and transcribe all of your YouTube videos into blog posts. You can take an existing blog post and turn it into social media posts. You can take one type of social media post, turn it into another type of social media post. You can take a long form document and transform it into an email that you might write your boss. Any number of different use cases to transform one type of written documentation into another type of written documentation. So here's the blog post that's generated, and what I think is super impressive about this is this was just a Zoom meeting where it was a question and answer session. It was not structured or formatted in any way that would make it indicative toward transforming into a blog post. But here we go. Again, Claude does a pretty good job of what I ask it to do. For the fifth use case, we're going to ask Claude to do a sentiment analysis. So I'm going to give it an opinion piece, a bunch of opinion writing, and ask it to analyze that piece for whether it's positive, negative, how confident it is in that assessment, and to explain why it is giving it those scores and those emotions. And the very simple one I'm going to give it is a Reddit post about playing Pal World. So I'm going to go ahead and give it that Pal World Reddit post and ask it to do the sentiment analysis. This could be something that you could do if you get a long email from your boss. Ask Claude to analyze what your boss's potential emotional state of mind is. You could grab a bunch of comments online, reviews or comments about you or your business, ask it to do the sentiment analysis. You could even ask it to do a sentiment analysis on your own writing to make sure that the impression, the emotional tone that you're giving is consistent and intentional with what you want to give. So here we go. Overall, the person who played 200 hours of Pal World has a positive overall sentiment toward it. Claude is quite confident in that, and it gives some reasons why, some sentiment indicators, some positive, negative, neutral words, and breaks it down. Again, Claude is doing a very nice job at analyzing sentiment in this random piece of content we've given it. All right, in this sixth one, I'm going to ask Claude to draft an email response. So here I've used Project Knowledge. I've uploaded a set of emails that I have written myself, like I manually typed them out. And I'm going to ask Claude in the instructions here to analyze the tone and style of the existing emails that I've given it and write in a similar tone and style. So the email I'm going to use is a recent question that we received on our ice cream truck shop where we sell some SEO outsourcing services. So we can just copy that question in here. This is much faster than typing it out, even if I already knew exactly what I wanted to say. And this is the email that Claude wrote. It's in the tone and style that I would normally write in. It's giving a lot of information. I've given it a lot of background about our services, our products, and of course this particular one. So Claude knows what the answer to this question is, and it's just writing it in the way that I would write it. So a very valuable thing to do. You can give Claude a bunch of internal documentation here, and then it will know the answer to these emailed questions and write them in your style. So finally, I'm going to ask Claude to give me a written summary in a very specific format of a call. And again, this is the same call as last week's Zoom meeting, but I'm asking it to give me an executive summary, some takeaways. I put some emojis in here because basically I'm going to take this summary and post it in my SKOOL community so that people who weren't able to attend the call can see what we talked about and what was said of note in that. So I'll go ahead and hit enter and ask it to generate that. And as you can see, just like before, it is doing an excellent job of following the exact output format that I wanted. I wanted an executive summary, I wanted key takeaways, I wanted the main discussion points, I wanted these emojis in there, and Claude is giving me exactly what I asked it to give me. You can even see here the notable Q&A. So very good at doing exactly what I asked it to do. I know that seems like a strange compliment, but it is much better than ChatGPT at doing this. So in addition to these 7 automations that I've shown you, at my SEO agency, I also use automations for topical map generation, content production, click-through rate analysis, existing content improvement, user intent matching, Google Business Profile website alignment, and so much more. You can see that we can just very quickly create a project, enter custom project instructions, and then just drop what we want Claude to do without even typing a prompt. If you want access to these instructions, if you want to be able to save hours of time, head on over to my SKOOL community and you'll find these customizable templates ready for your use. You can grab them there. So now that you know how to automate tasks like this with Claude, I want you to check out this video where I walk through exactly how you can set up an automation using Claude and go high level to make $200 to $500 per month as passive income. Now, as AI has become more and more prevalent, it's becoming more important to work smarter and not harder. I want you to take this and use Claude as an AI assistant that'll help you get more done in less time.